Clay Waller has admitted to murdering the mother of his 3 children, but investigators still aren't convinced they've heard the whole truth, and they certainly haven't heard much regret.
When he tried to blame it on Jackie, it was her fault. It was typical Clay Waller. Thought nothing of anyone except himself.
And if there's any doubt about that, just listen to this jailhouse phone call between Clay and one of his relatives, recorded just before his sentencing.
You need to be apologetic and remorseful.
I'm not. I'm gonna stand up in court tomorrow and tell everybody to himself. Why should I care what they're going through if they don't care what I'm going through? You understand?
No, I don't. You're not the victim here, Clay.
This happened 2 years ago. I just want to move on. I'm sorry, I'm going to jail. That's it.
Unfortunately, Clay didn't have to show remorse. As part of his deal and for pleading guilty to second-degree murder, he can't be sentenced to more than 20 years.
When I walk out them doors, they can't do nothing more to me. I mean, I don't think they can they?
Turns out, they could. During his confession, Clay let slip that he dug his wife's grave in Illinois the night before the murder, then came back to Missouri to take her life. As luck would have it, that was a violation of the rarely used Interstate Domestic Violence Act.
It was Clay's travel across state lines with the intent to commit domestic violence, which resulted in a federal charge being filed later.
His punishment for that crime? A much heftier 35 years in federal prison, and that sentence won't even begin until after he serves out the 20 years for murder.
He shot himself in the foot over and over and over because he thinks he's the smartest person in the room, but he is absolutely not.
Before Clay is taken away to serve out his time, he's forced to stand up in court and listen to Jackie's loved ones give victim impact statements, the most dramatic testimony coming from his own son.
Maddox, he was determined. His voice was going to be heard.
I wish you were never my dad, you big fat jerk. I never want to see you again for my entire life. We don't like you anymore. This is the last time you'll hear of me. Okay? Bye.
Clay had no reaction to this?
He did not.
Think it impacted him at all?
No.
In fact, there is one final chapter to the deranged story written by Clay himself.
We learned that Clay had written a book detailing the murder of his wife and his actions after.
What was the book's title?
He titled the book, "If You Take My Kids, I'll Kill You."
One last slap in the face to the family he tore apart.
I think it just goes to show you that Clay Waller's depravity knows no bounds.
But while Jackie's family remains forever fractured by what Clay has done, they are far from broken. The kids he orphaned have now been officially adopted by Jackie's sister, Cheryl, and her husband, Bob.
They are such good kids. And I would say the biggest positive comment that I can ever hear, and I hear it pretty regularly, is the new people that meet them say they would have never known that these children had been through so much.
And I can testify to that fact, having had the opportunity to sit down with them myself.
That's a good picture. Oh my goodness. You all look like your mom in such different ways. What do you want people to know about your mom?
I want people to know that she was nice, funny, caring. Yeah, she was really nice and caring, and she just loved everyone.
The children, now 12, were just 5 when it all happened, but they still have vivid memories from that time, Maddox in particular.
Do you remember giving your victim impact statement?
Yes.
Why was that important to you?
I just wanted to help make a difference. Is that the case? Like, I already knew what happened and everything. And I thought I should just do this message just so he knows, like, I don't care for him anymore. It's just like that he gets that he has ruined the bond between us and him, and that he's never gonna have that back. Like, he just took our mom away, and that, so I was trying to show him that you can't undo that.
But while the triplets are angry with their dad and they miss their mom, they are now being raised in a house full of love. Their mother's memory kept alive by the very woman who kick-started the investigation into her death, Jackie's sister, Cheryl.
We just love them so much. They never have to doubt that.
Did a good job, Aunt Cheryl.
I'm Chris Hansen. If you like this story, make sure you tune in every day to Crime Watch Daily. You can find where the show airs in your city at crimewatchdaily.com. Watch it live or record it on your DVR and watch it at night. And to all those criminals out there, remember, we are watching.